Hello, my name's Celia and I'm the founder of Festival of Dreams. So Festival of Dreams is a program that started in Australia, and it was designed to transform the perception that young people have in Tasmania, which is a regional area of Australia, that there aren't any opportunities in the area that they live, and then empower them. Let me start again. Hello, my name's Celia and I'm the founder and designer of Festival of Dreams youth program. I'm a psychologist, I'm a life coach, I do community development work, and my passion is world peace, which might sound a little bit airy-fairy, but really it's just about creating an environment and an inclusive culture where people get to live their passion and be all that they would like to be in the world. So I designed Festival of Dreams in Tasmania, which is a rural area of Australia, and the young people in Tasmania consider that there are not any opportunities there for them vocationally and socially. So what I wanted to do is to transform the perception that they have, that they are powerless and that they can't create their own opportunities, and assist them to understand that they can create opportunities wherever they are. So how we did that is we bring young people together from diverse backgrounds to share their passion and their ideas about what they would like to see happen in their community. And then through forums, through peer support, through mentoring programs over a year-long process, young people get to go back into their communities and really create those projects as real tangible projects that make a difference in their communities. They have full ownership of the concepts because it's their passion, their ideas, and they're the ones that implement. We don't give them money, we don't give them skills training directly. Really, it's about them learning what it takes in the real world to set up projects. We don't spoon feed them. So the project was really successful in Australia, and we had young people winning awards and really just transforming their lives, because once people get that they are the source of their own future, there's no stopping them. They can be anywhere, and no matter how limited the opportunities are, they will create what's possible, or even what's not possible, or doesn't seem possible in the moment. So given that my passion is around international development of peace, I've been travelling and working in India, Nepal, the USA, Canada, and then I was invited to come to Kenya. Now when I came to Kenya, I had no idea what I would find. It was just a really open space. I didn't know what to expect. So I came to Kenya, and what I discovered here was very, very depressing from the perspective of how young people and how this culture thinks. So people say, well, why Festival of Dreams? Like, what's the need? So when I got here, really I saw that Kenya is the country with more NGOs than any other country in Africa. It's like NGO capital. But what happens is that NGOs have been trying to help the poor Africans, which is the philosophy and the mentality here. Let me start that bit again. So when I got to Kenya, which is the country where there are more NGOs than any other country in Africa, and I really saw the impact that these NGOs and the aid industry has had on Kenya in terms of perpetuating dependency, not liberating the country, not helping the country to find its own passion, resources, and its own solution to its problems. What's happened is that the West has come in with an attitude of, we'll help the poor Africans. We know best and we know what they need. They haven't come in with the attitude of finding out what are the strengths and what are the passions in the community, and how can this community create its own future and sort out its own problems. And so because the Kenyans are smart and they weren't really interested in what the aid industry has to offer, the Africans wouldn't come to trainings. They just didn't turn up to whatever it is the Western aid agencies were offering. So then the aid industry had to create incentives to get these people to come. So they start paying them. So when I got to Kenya, I discovered that people here are paid to attend trainings. I mean, can you imagine that? In Australia, if I want to get trained, I have to pay myself because it's a skill. I'm investing in my own future. Here in Kenya, Kenyans expect that they will be given money and travel allowances and all that sort of stuff to attend a training. Now, what does that do to a community? Well, it creates a sense of A, dependence, B, people aren't interested in the topic, they're just interested in what they can get out of it. And C, if there is someone who is offering something that they may be interested in, no one will come unless you pay them. So I was really shocked about that attitude, because it means that there's no entrepreneurial spirit if people are just expecting to turn up, get paid and go home. It's a waste of aid money, it's a waste of the money that you and I have been donating. And the other side of it too is that sure, we've been feeding Kenyans and feeding Africans and looking after orphans and all that sort of thing, but the question is, what happens when they grow up and there's still 60% unemployment? There's no jobs. Have they been equipped to actually learn how to create their own opportunities? No. They're left in an environment where there's no opportunities. They may have survived up to this point. They may or may have not have got through school because their school fees are prohibitive here in high school. And they've not really got any better. They become hustlers and they end up having to turn to crime or living with basically nothing. So it doesn't solve the inherent problems. And the inherent problems are that unemployment is high here and people are not going to be offered jobs. So they have to be able to create opportunities that don't even exist. Now, how do you do that? Well, you bring communities together, you bring young people together and give them the space to share their passion and their ideas about what they want to see happen, and support them through mentoring, through processes, through inspiration to actually go and implement those ideas themselves. Because unless Kenyans trust their own passion, the cycle of poverty is never going to be broken. Unless Kenyans are able to mix with different people that think differently and different people that they respect, which is their peers. So we bring young people together from diverse backgrounds to share their passion and their ideas. That way, they learn new ways of thinking, they create new networks and new opportunities that were completely unavailable to them before the Festival of Dreams process. So there's some of the ways, blah, 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 blah. Let me pause for a moment because I'm just in pause button mode.